Hello students, now let's solve some more examples. Example, if P is odd prime, then show that 1 square, 3 square, 5 square and so on up to P minus 2 square congruence to minus 1 raised to P plus 1 by 2 modulo P, and 2 square, 4 square, 6 square and so on up to P minus 1 square congruence to minus 1 raised to P plus 1 by 2 modulo P. Okay, so now solution. By Wilson's theorem, what can we say? Here, you know, P minus 1 factorial congruence to minus 1 modulo P. This is by Wilson theorem. Now, consider what 1 square to 3 square into 5 square and so on up to what? P minus 2 square. This is equal to what? 1 into 3 into 5 so on up to P minus 2 into again 1 into 3 into 5 and so on up to P minus 2. Okay. Now here P minus 2 congruence to minus 2 modulo P and P minus 4 congruence to minus 4 modulo P. Again, similarly, again what can we say? This is by properties. Again 5 congruence to minus of P minus 5 modulo P and 3 congruence to minus of P minus 3 modulo P. Again 1 congruence to minus of P minus 1 modulo P. This one. So now let's substitute here. What we get? 1 square, 3 square, 5 square and so on up to P minus 2 square. This is congruence to what? This 1 into 3 into 5 so on up to P minus 2 as it is. In another bracket, this 1 can be replaced by this minus of P minus 1, that is 1 minus P. I can write it as 1 minus P by taking minus in common. Again, this is 3 minus P and so on up to what? Minus 4 minus 2. This one modulo P. So what we get here? Here if we take minus common from these, so from that how many times this minus will come? By P minus 1 by 2 times. These are half terms, these are also half terms. So P minus 1 by 2 times. So this is minus 1 raised to P minus 1 by 2. If you observe, these are all odd, these are all even. So we can combine them. This will become 1 into 2 into 3 so on up to what? P minus 1. This is P minus 2, P minus 1. Here P minus 3, it will be P minus 4 as such. So these are modulo P. So this is nothing but minus 1 raised to, this is as it is, P minus 1 by 2 into this is P minus 1 factorial modulo p. So by Wilson theorem, its value is how much? -1. So here we can say this is 1 square, 3 square, 5 square and so on up to p minus 2 square congruence to what? -1 raised to p minus 1 by 2 into what? -1 modulo p. Modulo p. So this is congruence to what? By adding these indices. Here 1. Here it is 1. So adding these indices we get -1 raised to p plus 1 by 2 modulo p. Okay, this one. So the same we want to prove. 1 square, 3 square, 5 square, so on up to p minus 2 square congruence to this one modulo p. The same one we got here. This is our first result. Similarly, let's go for the second result. So now second result, and we can see 2 square, 4 square, 6 square and so on up to what? P minus 1 square is equivalent to 2 into 4 into 6 so on up to p minus 1 into 2 into 4 into 6 so on up to p minus 1. Okay, so here again we get p minus 1 congruence to -1 modulo p, p minus 3 congruence to -3 modulo p. Okay, again similarly 6 congruence to what? Minus of p minus 6 modulo p. Then 4 congruence to minus of p minus 4 modulo p. 2 congruence to minus of p minus 2 modulo p. These are the things. So let's put up in one bracket similarly just like here. Therefore we will get 2 square into 4 square into 6 square and so on up to p minus 1 square congruence to 2 into 4 into 6 so on up to p minus 1 into what we get here? It will be, this is 2 minus p, this is 4 minus p and so on up to -3 -1 and modulo p. This is the case. Fine. Now here this is congruence to what? Again minus taking common, so -1 raised to, again it will be how many times? P minus 1 by 2 times. And if you observe, these are even, these are all odd, so it will be 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 and so on up to how much? P minus 1 modulo p. Modulo p. So this is -1 raised to, this as it is p minus 1 by 2 into this is p minus 1 factorial modulo p. Again p minus 1 factorial congruence to -1 modulo p as p is a prime number. So here again we get, this is p minus 1 by 2 into -1 modulo p. This is 1. So this is congruence to what? -1 raised to p plus 1 by 2 modulo p. Here simply we have been added these indices. If you should not have a doubt this addition. So this is p minus 1 plus 2 by 2. So this is p plus 1 by 2 in both of the cases. This is the reason for that. In both of the cases this will become as such. Here we can say the reason, since p is prime. That's why we can apply Wilson theorem here. Since p is a prime, here also I must write since p is prime. P is what? A prime. That's why Wilson theorem is applicable. Fine. This is about the question here. The square of odd numbers congruence to -1 raised to p plus 1 by 2 modulo p for any prime, and square of evens also congruence to -1 raised to p plus 1 by 2 modulo p. Fine. Let's go for the next example. Next example says, show that product of two or more integers of the form 4n plus 1 is again of the same form. Okay, so solution, it is product of two or more number or integers of this form 4n plus 1 is again of the same form. So for this it is sufficient to show that the product of two integers is again of the same form. So let's do that. It is sufficient to show that product of two integer of the form 4n plus 1 is again of the same form. So let x is equal to 4n1 plus 1 and y equal to 4n2 plus 1. Consider xy is equal to 4n1 plus 1 into 4n2 plus 1. So that is 16n1n2 plus 4n1 plus 4n2 plus 1. So that is 4 we can take common. So 4n1n2 plus n1 plus n2 plus 1. So xy is equal to 4n plus 1. Since n is equal to 4 n1 n2 plus n1 plus n2, and that is what? An integer. So we have proved the product of any two integer of the form is again of the same form. Now let's take the next example. Next example is that show that there are infinitely many primes of the form 4n plus 3. There are infinitely many primes of the form 4n plus 3. So solution, suppose on a contrary, let's assume there are finite number of primes of the form 4n plus 3, say p1, p2 and so on up to pr. of the form 4n plus 3. Finite number of primes of this form. Fine. Now consider a number, one of the integer n, let it be, it will be of the form 4 p1 p2 into pr minus 1. Suppose n will be any number which is 4 times the product of these primes minus 1. So this can be written as 4 into p1 p2 so on up to pr minus 1 plus 3. So it is of the form 4n plus 3. Let's make it as a star. Okay. Now as n is what? Greater than 1. Obviously n will be greater than 1 because p is a product of p1 p2 pr, 4 times the product of p1 p2 pr minus 1. So here it should be greater than 1 because all primes are also greater than 1, and obviously n is what? An odd integer. It is an odd integer because the remainder is what? Either minus 1 or 3. Okay. So by fundamental theorem, of arithmetic, what does it say? Any integer can be written as product of distinct primes. So n will be, suppose q1 q2 so on up to what? qi. Suppose it is a product of distinct primes. Now n can be written as this one, that is our assumption, and n will be this one using fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So both of these are what? Same. Therefore we get q1 q2 and so on up to qi is equivalent to, or that is equal to what? 4 times p1 p2 and so on up to what? pr minus 1. Now obviously these pi's and these qj's are what? Different, and none of the qj is what? 2 because n is odd integer. So here let us write down that as, note that q1 q2 and so on up to qi are distinct from p1 p2 and so on up to pr. Also all qj not equal to 2. For all j is equal to 1, 2 so on up to what? I. Why does this? Because n is odd integer. N is odd integer. Okay. Now these one. Then as qi's are not equal to 2, so qi's are either of the form 4n plus 1 or 4n plus 3. So then qi's are either of the form 4n plus 1 or 4n plus 3. If all q1, q2 and so on up to qi are of the form 4n plus 1, then if all are of the form 4n plus 1, then n, what is n? That is q1 into q2 so on up to what? qi is again of the form 4n plus 1, which is a contradiction, to star, So this shows that our assumption should be wrong. This shows that there exist at least one prime. There exists at least one prime among q1, q2 and so on up to qi, which is not of the form 4n plus 1. That is, there exist at least one prime among q1, q2 so on up to what qi, which is of the form 4n plus 3. Thus, we get prime other than p1, p2 so on up to what pr, which is of the form 4n plus 3, which is of the form 4n plus 3. We get other prime which is of the form 4n plus 3 also. Any one of these, at least one of these qi's. Fine. That is, there are infinitely many primes of the form 4n plus 3. This is about the examples. Now the next one, let's see one theorem. Just a statement of this theorem, that is, the theorem is what? Dirichlet's theorem. If A and B be any positive integer with A and B are relatively prime, then the arithmetic progression A plus B, A plus 2B, A plus 3B and so on contains infinitely many primes. Example for this. First, let A is equal to 2 be two positive integers such that they are relatively prime. B is equal to suppose 3, and you know 2 and 3 are what? Relatively prime. Then the arithmetic progression, what? 2 2 plus 3, 2 into 2 plus 2 into 3, 2 plus 3 into 3, 2 plus 4 into 3, and so on. That is 2, 5, this is 8, 11, this is 14, again 17, and so on we can go. This one contains infinitely many primes. Let's take another one more example of the same. Let a is equal to 3, b is equal to 10. 3 and 10 are what? Relatively prime. So then 3 plus 10, 3 plus 2 into 10, 3 plus 3 into 10, and so on. That is 3, 13, 23, 33, and so on. This sequence contains infinitely many primes. This sequence contains infinitely many primes whose last digit is 3. Whose last digit is 3. Let me take one more. Let a is equal to 9, b is equal to 10, and you know 9 and 10 are again relatively prime. Then 9 plus 10, 9 plus 2 into 10, 9 plus 3 into 10, 9 plus 4 into 10, and so on. That is 9, 19, 29, 39, 49, and so on. This sequence contains infinitely many primes whose last digit is what? Is 9. This is 9. Now we have to see two more definitions in this video. The first definition is of Fermat's number and another definition is of Mersenne number. Let's see them. Fermat's number. So what does it say? An integer of the form fn is equal to 2 raised to n plus 1 for all n greater equal 0 is called Fermat number. Is called Fermat number. The number Fn is called Fermat prime if Fn is prime. prime. Now let's see what is f0. F0 is nothing but what? 3. We will get it will be 3. What is f1? F1 is 2 raised to 1 plus 1. So it will be 5. F2, it is 2 raised to 2 plus 1. So this is 4, 2 raised to 4, 16 plus 1, 17. F3 is what? 2 raised to what? 8 plus 1. So that is 257. F4 is 2 raised to 16 plus 1. That is 65,537. F5 is what? 2 raised to 32 plus 1. That is, this number is like this. This is about the Fermat theorem. Number of the form, this one is known as Fermat number, and if it will be prime, it is a Fermat prime if that number is a prime. Now the another definition is of it is of Mersenne number. Mersenne number. What does it? An integer of the form MP is equal to 2 raised to P minus 1, where P is prime, is called Mersenne's number. This is of this kind. So P is a prime, so it will start from M2. What is M2? It's 2 square minus 1, that is 3. M3, it will be 2 cube minus 1, that will be 7. M5, it will be 2 raised to 5 minus 1, that is 31, and so on. As such, these one also we can find out. This is about the Mersenne number. So here we will stop for this video. In next video, we will see the solution of congruences. We will start that topic. In that one, we have to see some small theorems, and later on how to find the solutions to the congruences, then single congruences, later on the system of congruences. Okay, thank you.